we save money. It's how I save money. So I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional. Disclaimer. So, moving on. Let me go into here. Y'all like my pen from the dollar store. I tried using so many other pens, and this is the only fucking pen in my room that works. So, yeah. I didn't even do that to be cute. It just, this happens to be my only notebook. This happens to be my only pen. So, I didn't do it for theatric effect. Okay, my saving tips. I will show you my handwriting, but it's utterly atrocious. So, okay. Let me read this real quick. Yeah. So my first tip is work all of the available extra hours at your job. Like, my job is Monday through Friday, and it is set as 10 hours. So 6:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. So, but that being said, I've been there, we'll just round up to a year. I've been there a year, and they've only in the past month one time told us ahead of time, hey, we're going to need such and such amount of people the next day, and asked who wanted to stay. It's optional at my job. They've only mandated once. They've only told us ahead of time once, but they always usually will buy us dinner. Not every company's like that, but they do. So I don't always like what we're having, but that's not the point. The point is I try to always take advantage of those extra hours unless I was working another job, which I was at some point. So, but now I'm not. So, because it was just seasonal for Christmas. But try to work all the extra hours that your job is offering. 10 hours is already long for a lot of people. A lot of people would go home in the past, but I've always needed the extra money for one reason or another. And I'm not the type of person where, okay, I needed a car and I'm gonna go home at 5 and they're offering me extra hours. That's retarded. Like, I'm not been the person who, oh, I have these things. I might have a debt. I might have a bill I need to catch up on. I want to go or not even just needs, things that you just fucking want. Oh, I like those shoes. Oh, they cost this much. I'm about to go work extra hours to get it. Like, I don't get it. It don't compute. It don't click for me. How some people need things, and then you will go home and your job is offering you extra money. And you'll blame it on your kids, and you'll blame it on your husband, and you'll blame it on something somewhere, a health issue. But, like, if you can, at least with my job, if you can get up for 10 hours a day to do that, you can stay for 4 extra hours and do the same work for double the amount of money that you actually deserve, that double wage. But that's the only way to get it. So, long story short, work all the extra hours that you possibly can. I understand as people, there's other obligations. I don't have any stopping me, so that's why I'm hard on myself. If I don't show up on time for a job, if I don't, punctuality and then also making myself available for extra hours, I am hard on myself about, because I don't have a reason. I don't have a partner. I don't have children. I'm not married. I don't have those reasons. But even if you have those reasons, if you're in need of things in your life, these things got to be filled somehow, don't they? So somebody gonna have to pull in some work. And at my job in particular, extra hours are not always available, depending upon other factors and stuff. So I try to take advantage where I can. So next, budget every check, whether you get paid weekly or bi-weekly. Make sure that, and I've had a lot of both, you need to just make sure that you are going in the notes on your phone. I'll go in the notes on my phone, or I'll do it on my paper. Like, you will literally see, like, me have, like, to-do lists. I know my handwriting's terrible. Like, I'll have a to-do list. I got everything under the sun written in here. I got a budget of my last check on here that I wrote out. Because sometimes doing it on the phone just isn't, I need to, like, write it and really think. So just make sure that you're budgeting, and by that I mean write down what your current, always be aware of what your current bank balance is. If you carry cash, I don't know. I'm not a fan of carrying cash. I'm just not. I'm just not. Because you can literally see where all your money goes to electronically. I know there's pros and cons to each its own, whatever, but I carry my money on my card. It's safer. And then being a black female and a female in general, and the environment in which I work and being on the go, it's safer to me. And then and I don't lose money. You lose your money in the washer. You can lose your money in the car in the parking lot. Fuck all that. Ain't nobody about to look up on me. But what I was saying was I always try to find out what my bank balance is at before I go shopping, to go grocery shopping, before I, you know what I'm saying, I figure out how much gas you need per week. That's a part of you budgeting. You need to know what your needs are, and then you can figure out what your budget is. So my truck takes $30 of gas each week. So if I'm getting paid bi-weekly, I need $60 towards gas. Minimum. I need $60. I might travel more, I may travel less. Lately, I've been fucking running around for nothing. So I've been spending more than that. But, so, yeah. So make sure you know, like, oh, my gas is this much. Oh, I need this many groceries. Just, you know, budget, like, oh, my car insurance is this much. Always be aware of which check set bills are coming out of. This bill doesn't have to be paid this week, so save that money. Or put it towards the gas, or put it towards the groceries, or put it towards whatever if you're not saving, or you can't save at that time. Because sometimes you just can't save. But you can allocate more of your money to certain realms, towards certain needs. And make sure you know what your necessities are, and make sure that you budget accordingly. And then you'll be self-aware to where your money is going and how much you actually need to sustain yourself when you start budgeting. So, after you've started to budget, the next tip is minimize your luxuries and minimize your luxuries. So, when you minimize your luxuries, what I mean by that is I don't like autopay. I absolutely despise autopay. And what autopay is you allowing another company to just take money out of your account. So I'm a huge advocate for do not have autopay. Don't do it. You don't need it. You don't want it. So, because most people, I'm just going to be real honest, at least around here, around where I am, most people can't afford those services any goddamn way. So, and then you have to worry about the stipulations and overdraft fees for your bank, which might be astronomical, and it might actually be more than what the actual charge is. If you're paying $10 for Netflix, but your overdraft fee for your bank is $40, then guess what? You're paying $50. Because they're going to give that money to Netflix, to good old Netflix. Netflix going to get paid. Netflix not going to hurt at all. And then they're going to come to you like, need some money. That's what they're going to come to you for. So you don't want to get yucked up like that. Know your budget. Know what you need. Know what you don't need. Know what bills are coming out of any checks. Don't have auto pay for your bills. Just pay them. The only bill I have auto pay for right now is my car insurance. So... and I know exactly when that's coming out every month. And I know how many days it takes for it to process out of my bank. How many actual physical days. Because I was going to Chicago in December. Whoops. Going to Chicago in December. And I called the actual insurance company and I asked them, when does this actually process out of my card? Because this check, I'm going to be going out of town and I would like to use that set amount of money for my car insurance towards this, and I get paid in such and such time and that can go towards it, so let me know. And they're like, no, you don't have to worry about that, it doesn't come out till this date. So I have that money for my own needs. So make sure you know, if you have auto pay, when this processes, when it actually comes out of your funds. That way you don't think, because you're going to think the ready-made amount in your account is what's actually available. But you have to subtract. You can leave all your money on your card if you're careful. I'll always subtract my gas, and I'll subtract my car insurance, and I will buffer, and I'll leave like $1 or $2 because my car insurance fluctuates up or down by $1, and then the service fee is like $4 to pay it or whatever, to process whatever. So yeah, you always want to leave a buffer for these auto paid bills and bills in general. And then you always want to be aware of what your account is at and subtract the necessary things even if they're not actually taken out of your account yet. You need to know when they're going to hit. Otherwise, you're going to just be fucked. I've went through a lot, and I've had to get hit to this stuff, on my own. Because I just wasn't self-aware when I was, having a bank account, and when I wasn't making, steady money, and I just wasn't making smart decisions. So just be careful. So budget and minimize your luxuries, minimize your auto pay, minimize going out to eat. Although I won't hold you, sometimes going out to eat is cheaper than cooking at home. And I'll give you an example. Like, I'll eat off the dollar menu some dollar burritos from Taco Bell, and it'll only be like what, $2.10, and then and I'm pretty full for the most part, and it gets me through my day. But if I cook at home, I might not feel like having that meal the whole rest of the week, which is basically what I'll have to do because I'm only one person, and I usually have more than what I want to eat of anything. So you could kind of waste that way. So just make sure that it's something that you are taking into account. If you're a single person, you don't have a partner, you don't have family, and you are trying to think of cooking versus going out, but you also want to be healthy. So yeah, just minimize your luxuries. If you're somebody who likes to get coffee, I wish I had it down here, but I don't. Sorry, I don't feel like going and getting it. But I recently discovered at the store that I could get these coffee things, and it's like $5 for like this whole big thing of like Starbucks, or this 100%, I'm gonna butcher it, but Arabica coffee, whatever. So and it's cheaper than 2 coffee things that I get at the gas station every morning. So now I have like enough, and there was 2 for $4 at Kroger, so I don't have to get coffee for like the whole like 2 weeks. It's tempting to drink because it's right there though, but yeah, and I get like 10 for 10 little probiotic juices that are better for you than pop, even though I'm still semi addicted to pop. And yeah, so I'm probably gonna have to make this into 2 parts. I don't know, we'll see. I probably will. So yeah, minimize your luxuries. I like to go get pedicures, so I try to just limit it to twice a week. I haven't gone in a very long time right now, but that's because I have something important that I was trying to do, and I'm doing it, so I'm sacrificing for right now. And my nails are atrocious, please don't mind that, but it's all a part of a bigger vision, a bigger cause. Like, when I have the life that I want later, I'll always have these things kept up, but for right now, oh well. And so the other thing I was going to say was, have a clear vision of goals. Have a clear vision of your goals, where you want your life to be, what you're working towards, and try to stay centered with those goals. So for me, how I stay centered is that when I'm working, I work a physical job, but it's not anything where it's like customer service oriented, or where I have to like talk to the general public. I don't have to talk at all if I don't want to. So I get to just zone out and let me see. Please don't mind my bed. When I'm off work, y'all, I don't do nothing. So I have the game on behind you, and I'm gonna get back to it, dressing my Sims and stuff. But I was gonna look for my, oh, it's behind me. Sorry, I'm sitting on it. So this is my Skullcandy Bluetooth headset, and I wear it like this, and I'm not gonna do it because of my hair, but I wear it like that, and yeah. So I'll link it to my phone, and I will turn on my motivational speakers, and I literally have a whole playlist on my main YouTube account for motivational videos. And I'll put on 30-minute ones, I'll put on an hour-long one, I don't care, and I'll just watch them back to back. I don't even care who the speaker is anymore, but I seem to really like come back to Les Brown. I like him a lot. And I like Steve Harvey. I like Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. That's really who I first started watching. But right now I've been more watching like Les Brown. And when I say watching, I mean listening, because I can't watch. But yeah. And it started like, Miles Monroe. I like him a lot. And there's a lot of other ones. I just don't know their name because it'll just keep playing on my phone, and I don't always get to see what it was I was listening to, and that's just the sad reality of that. But yeah. And then I listened to Oprah one day because it just came on after I was listening to Steve Harvey, and it's just it really just, it's preachers and motivational speakers, and it keeps me centered, like it really has. It's gotten me through some shit, listening to that stuff. And it just reminds me that when I'm at work, that yes, this is important. Yes, this is helping me, and I'm very grateful for my job. And it's helping me achieve the things that I have going on at this time. But it's reminding me that I don't want this to be my end goal. I don't want this to be the end of what I'm doing. I need to find other streams of income. And it's just really keeping me just centered, like spiritually. It's keeping my spirit high, especially in the environment that I am in, where everybody isn't always thinking on the same wave. So you can really take in a lot of low vibrational stuff, and I try not to. But that's a whole topic by itself. So just stay centered. Don't have too many distractions, I like to listen to some ratchet music. I like to listen to some theatrical music. I really don't give a damn. I bounce all around. But I try to come back to at least, I think now I'm at the point where I'm listening to it every day, Monday through Friday. I'll be like, all right, I'm done with the music. I really need to listen to some motivational speakers. Like, and now I need to. I don't feel right without doing it. And it's just all I want to listen to long term. And if I'm watching something on YouTube just for entertainment, it's just for a few minutes till I go to sleep, or just tea videos on topics and people I don't even know about, and it's just filler, and I'll eat or I'll go to sleep, or just go straight to sleep. So it'll just be a couple minutes of that and nothing more. But the next bullet point I wrote down, yeah, I already touched on that. So the last one that I have is, and I kind of like how I wrote that, it's have an attack mentality. And I put it in quotations. And what I mean by that is, I'm coming back to me being a goal grinder. A goal grinder grinds for a particular purpose and goal. And it's supposed to be bad because you're supposed to just grind just to grind and have that in you. But you might not have that inside of you yet, and that's fine. It'll build over time, and it'll build over situations. It'll build over adversity. It will build through hardship, and it'll build through you waking up every day. Like it's your work ethic is a muscle, and it can be strengthened. But you have to want to do it. A lazy person will just never even be watching a video like this or even want to. So I know I'm not talking to anyone that's lazy. You may be like, oh, not today. It's okay. I think about, a lot of the time, I think I get depressed because I'll think, oh, I'm so stagnant, or oh, I could be doing this, or oh, and I need to be doing this. Don't forget that you got to do, like I said, I'm very, very hard on myself mentally because I'm the only person usually pushing me forward. So if I don't try to do it, there is no one who, and that's adulthood for you. There is no one who's going to come and tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, you're going to do this? No, that's not what it is. So you have to stay focused on your own stuff for yourself. So having that attack mentality, it just means that you're going to go after it every day. You wake up thinking about it. Every night you go to bed sleeping thinking about it, breathing for it. Eric Thomas said, and this is the first video that I ever watched because this kind girl Desiree put me on to it, and he said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And it's as simple as that. And I don't ever give myself a choice. When I was trying to get my license, I didn't give myself a choice. It was, you have to pass this. You have to do this. There is no fail for you. There is no fail. There is no one to come along and pay for this again if you can't pass it. And I passed on my first try. And most people will fail it the first time around. And I'm terrible with tests. But when I tell you I read that damn book, I downloaded apps and I would quiz myself throughout my day. I would watch videos. I hired a private instructor and paid them $50 an hour to teach me. And then this carried on for a whole month. And then I paid for the test, had to use their car. I spared no expense, and I spared no amount of time. I had 2 jobs at this time, and I was biking between them, and it did not matter. It did not matter because that's who I am. And that's who you can be. That's who everyone should be, regardless of not having help. But not having help, I'm not gonna lie, has been it's been my main motivator. So just have an attack, have a plan of action, have a mission, and in the words of Eric Thomas, have a why. A why you wake up in the morning, a why you do what you do, a why you keep going, a why you can't quit, and why it's your ass if you don't succeed. So, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment, a like, and be sure to subscribe. And sorry if you were looking for more definitive tips on how to save money, but this is truly just how I do it. Like, yeah. You guys go ahead and I don't know. Bye.